Hey everybody, thank you so much for checking out this video. It's your girl LB and Blue. Welcome to my channel, Watch With Me LB, where Blue and I give, that is a tangle right there, girl. Give you fun, fresh, and funny rants, reviews, and recaps on your favorite, on my favorite, girl, you distracted me, movies and TV shows. What are y'all even doing here? Bluesy distracted me because she's so tangled because she rolls around in the grass and she smells like outside in dander. Oh. These kids, Lord. Anyway, we are here to talk about season 3, episode 3 of Reasonable Doubt. You know we gotta check up on our girl Jack. We gotta check on Azie. I don't know yet if Azie has done it or not. Baby, one thing I do know for sure, it's not, there's a disconnect in his noggin. And, you know, we gotta figure out what's going on. So let's get in here and talk about season 3, episode 3. A Reasonable Doubt. Episode 3 opens up with Jax's deadbeat dad, who she has not seen in 8 years, knocking at her door, talking about, hey girl, what's up, what y'all got going on? I'm confused about what part of the deadbeat parent human brain makes them think that they can just pull up and act like everything is normal. Thank God for Jesus, I have present parents in my life, but I do deal with an absent parent, and it is the weirdest thing. So I totally see why Jax is freaking out. It's just very strange to see that, and I thought that the scene was very realistic because the guy was like, yeah, you know, I've been in town for about, you know, a little while now, and I done got me a job. I'm playing bass down here at the Soul Lodge number 3, and I want you to come down and see me. And then Jax was like, sir, I haven't even seen you in almost a decade. What makes you think I want to come here? You slap the bass, sir. I don't want to do that. So my boy Azie, you know, he's troublesome. He don't listen and he don't sit down. He is entitled and spoiled, and he want to do what he want to do. And he is continuously acting like he is not on trial for whole murder and that his life is not on the line. So Azie has got into it with the paparazzi. He knocked the paparazzi down. He has been put on house arrest and left the house child. Jax and Bill have had to keep going to court back and forth. That's a bar to try to get him out of trouble. And you know, Jax compartmentalizes. So she got her personal stuff over here. She got her business stuff over here. But sometimes they bleed together. So her daddy texts her while she's at work, and it kind of irritates her and puts her in a bad mood. On the work tip, Jax is a partner at this firm, right? Which means that her name is on the letterhead, babe. But there are senior partners, and the senior partners are wanting Jax to like check in and like give them updates every step of the way, like she's like a little whippersnapper, like she don't know what she's doing. And on top of that, there is this lady who is always like making really snide comments and, you know, injecting herself into the conversation when she doesn't need to be there. She is not a partner. Jax has more seniority than her at this firm, but she still continues to address Jax as though they are equal, or as if she is Jax superior. And Jax has been letting it slide, but it's getting to a head. To make matters worse, Azie decided that he want to reenact D'Angelo's How Does It Feel video. He want to post thirst traps on Instagram like he's not accused of murdering a whole person. Like he got his shirt all up and he biting, you know, he biting his bottom lip. If I know 99% of the people that watch this channel are women, but I just want to say, if there is a man that is watching this show, you don't need to bite your lip, babe. That's not really, it's cool, but it's not really that's not a panty dropper. At least for me. I can't speak for everybody who is attracted to men. I'm just saying for me, okay, that don't really do it for me. But you know what does do it for me? Salt and pepper. If you got salt and pepper beard or salt and pepper in your hair, you had better, that does it for me. You put you some salt and pepper together, we might be able to have a little conversation. Y'all think I look like Lord Farquaad because my hair curl tight? Some of you may die, but that is the price that I am willing to make. I feel like I could just like, you know what I'm saying? I don't know. I don't know. I think it's cute though. Shut up, L. So Jax goes home to talk to Louis, and I'm gonna just say this. They have a really great relationship now. I'm really glad that they're working it out, but I don't know if they see a pattern where whenever they go outside on that patio in the back, or whenever they sit down together, whenever they're sitting on a sofa of any kind, somebody's gonna call Jax and ruin the vibe. Now they calling Jax to tell her that her daughter was arrested for stealing out of a store. Now, earlier in the episode, we had saw her daughter, Naima, who paused. They don't be checking for that little girl. They don't be watching, they don't know where that little girl at, okay? They probably thought that little girl was in her room doing her algebra homework. Absolutely not. She was in the clink, baby, because she had stole something with these little wayward friends that she was hanging around with, right? So earlier in the episode, Naima and these little friends were walking around and they saw this bag in the store and she was like, oh, that bag is so pretty, but you know, we can't afford it. It was a Prada bag. Then the next thing you know, she in the clink for stealing, okay? And she the only one that had got arrested. Now, the two friends that she was with were white. Naima was the only one that got arrested because Naima was like, I don't know what to do with my hands. The other little girl was like, they had to go running and they left Naima to get pinched because it's 1922. So they got to go down there to the jail to go get Naima. So Naima said that the friends that she was with dared her to go and steal this purse, and then when they got hot, they left her. Okay, so now they got to deal with that. So the next day, Daniel has been sent over there by Azie house to go and watch him because his sister was supposed to watch him to make sure that he wasn't doing nothing crazy. You know, tweeting stuff. What's it called now? X and stuff. What you call it? If it's not tweeting, if it's not Twitter and you can't tweet, it's Twitter. I don't care. Anyway, I don't know where the lady was at. She was not in attendance. So Jax told Daniel to go over there and make sure that he don't get into no trouble. So when Daniel get over there, the sister is there this time. Azie I'm telling you, baby, Azie is manic. He in the back recreating Cisco's thong song video, complete with the spins and the reaching out to the camera. You know, Cisco was big on like reaching for the sky and reaching for the camera, you know. Oh, he was back there literally giving it his all. Daniel and the sister was in the front trying to have a normal conversation, like this man wasn't in the living room thinking he was at the BET Music Awards. I couldn't have no idea, it would be too overstimulated. The man was moonwalking back and forth. I was like, hey, girl, pause. Hold your thought. I can't deal with this right now. I'm not sure where the daughter that was shoplifting at, but Jack said, baby, I'm about to put my collarbone and shoulder out and I'm about to go to lunch with my mama and my husband. Yeah, I can't supervise you. I don't know where you at. I don't know what you're doing. I had plans prior to you being sticky fingers, okay? So she go to lunch with Louis and her mama. Mama Lou, played by the Pauletta Washington. Okay, hand clap. Round of applause for the legendary actress Pauletta Washington. They're sitting at a 4-person table and there's one person missing. And so the waitress come over and say, hey, can I take the menu? And Mama Lou say, oh no, you can leave it. And as soon as she says that, Jax's daddy walks up. Now she had told her daddy to go ahead and kick rocks and that she didn't want to see him no more. So the mama had invited the daddy to lunch with Jax and Louis because she wants Jax to give the daddy another chance because she has decided to give the daddy another chance. Pause. Let me tuck my Lord Farquhar back. Jax's mama had a boyfriend last season, and it might have been the season before. I'm not sure. That's her part. But now she don't have one in season 3. So the daddy come back, and now she said, I'm gonna give him a little shoulder and take it right back. I said, Mama Lou, let me find out. Now, Mama Lou is problematic, okay? Because Jax had some issues with the mama's boyfriend, I believe, or like a husband or something like that, a stepdaddy, I can't remember, when she was younger. And Jax had told the mama, and the mama was like, are you sure? So it's a little off. So like, this is another layer of what you doing, Mama Lou, onto the mashed potato pie sandwich of what you doing, Mama Lou. Okay, that sounds terrible. Mashed potato pie sandwich. Ugh. I couldn't do Lord Farquhar no more, child. It was making me nervous. It was distracting me. It was too Duloc-ish. You know what I mean? Anyway, now we get a quick scene with Bill. Now Bill, you know, we don't know Bill like that. So we got our eyes on Bill. Okay, so Bill's sitting outside of a house. And then this lady pull up, and it's a black lady. That appears to be Bill's wife, okay? Now, Bill calls the lady on the phone, and the lady see Bill's name pop up, and she go, and she don't answer. She not checking for Bill, okay? And I said, girl, listen, tell me what's tea, girl, because I don't trust him neither. Now back over there by Azie, you know, Daniel over there with Azie's sister, babysitting, right? And we get a little more information about Daniel, because you know I love Daniel down. Daniel is a cornucopia. I can't remember the name of it. It's when you fix watches, okay? Because his grandpa taught him how to fix watches in Korea, and he's gotten really good at it. It's like a hobby of his. And they having a nice little conversation. It looked like it's a little flirty flirt. The next thing you know, they hear a big thud in the room. Azie done OD. Excuse me, sir. Where did you get the smack from? You know what I'm saying? This supposed to be a clean vicinity. What's going on, right? The sister, she say, oh my God, I gotta go get the Narcan. She already know where it's at, which is a sign to me that this has happened before. She already know how to administer the thing. She give him the little situation. He come back alive like Frankenstein. Ooh, like that. So obviously we have been led astray and run amok because Azie and this whole crew and family and entertainment conglomerate just be lying to us in our face. Hey girl, we done told y'all everything that you need to represent us properly. We just, listen, you know everything we know, blind. They all liars. Something is telling me not to trust that sister. Because she was supposed to be there and she wasn't. And then she had did something in like the first episode. I can't remember what it was, but it was weird. And I was like, I'm gonna put a little pin on you, my girl. Cause you know what she reminds me of? She reminds me of Rachel Marin's sister from The Bodyguard. You remember in The Bodyguard, the sister was like happy to help and always there and doing the stuff, and they kind of overlooked her, and she was just as talented as Rachel, but they didn't really check for her because Rachel was a doctor. That's kind of what the sister is giving me. This whole family is liars. So, you know, just because you cute and you got a cute little braid up, don't mean you're not a liar and can't possibly be a murderer. So I'm looking at her. So the whole crew is at the house, right? They have a private doctor that comes in to see Azie. Jack say, excuse me, hello, y'all had forgot to inform me. Y'all didn't put that down on the paper. Y'all didn't send me no text message, no smoke signal, no pigeon or nothing. How long has he been an addict? And the family just kind of look at her and they look at each other and they don't say nothing. All of y'all are suspects. Yeah. I don't know what's wrong with y'all. Y'all ain't moving how I feel y'all should be moving at this current juncture. So the doctor says, yeah, Azie back there resting. Jax is like, hello, you don't want to send the man to the hospital? His mama was like, nah, that's the last thing we needed for him to go to the hospital and for the paparazzi to get a hold of this child. That's going to be terrible. And then Jax was like, I can handle the paparazzi. Why would you not send him there if that's the best place medically for him? And the mama was like, we've been doing this a long time. Ain't that right, doctor? And then the doctor was like, yeah, I'm about to go ahead and go. They obviously have been doing what's best for his image and not necessarily was doing what's best for him medically and for his addiction. Look like Daniel is wanting more appreciation for the work that he does instead of kind of being like, not a lapdog, but like an errand boy, kind of, you know, do what I say and hurry up. Kind of, you should be grateful that maybe Jax is giving off. You know how Olivia Pope had turned crazy after a little while and she was like, what? Every time they would call her phone. And I'd be like, girl, you told me to call you. What you mad at me for? I'm a gladiator, girl. You better put some respect on my name. But we gonna see. I'm gonna put a little pin right there. Child, so turns out Azie's sister got him the pills that he OD'd on. In her mind, if he gonna do it, she wants him to do it with drugs that aren't laced with fentanyl because they be putting fentanyl in everything. That's absolutely true tea. Like a enabling kind of thing, but in her mind, like it's safer that way. Daniel was also conflicted because he liked this lady. She's a nerd, he's a nerd. They both the same height, they got the same kind of hobbies. He don't really know what to do because she kind of mean to him, and he don't like that, but he also kind of does when it's coming from her. So he feeling conflicted about it. I say, Lord, he gonna run you just not even ready for her, Daniel. Like, you need to find you somebody cute at the Dungeons and Dragons competition or something, child. So Jax is at work the next day and they're going around the table doing a round robin, which, you know, they laid me off from corporate, and I'm so glad I have not heard round robin since June. Okay, I just listen. Let's go ahead and popcorn. All right, let's round robin. Let's go ahead and we'll do the stand up. Girl, you could have cracked me over my head, girl. I was losing it. Woo! Anyways, the lady Kathy is the one that's always got something smart to say when Jax got anything to say. So she's sitting there, and then the main partner boss is like, hey, Jax, what's going on with the Azie Edwards case? And then Jax was like, since Friday? Because I gave you an update Friday. It's Monday morning. Like, what you asking me for? We did have a little something happen over the weekend, but it's a private matter, and I'll talk to you about it later. And then the senior boss partner person keep pushing it. Well, technically, everything you're saying here is a private matter. It made it seem like they were gossiping, and she was like, this is somebody's life. This is not like a gossip thing that you could go and run to your frat boys about. And I say, pause. Jax, come on now. Come on, Jacqueline. Girl, you know a part of the game in corporate, whether it's law, whether it's business, whether it's B2B, C2C, or ABCD, girl. You know, part of it is being likable. You know, you got to ask people about the weather, child. And you guys ask, what you got going on this weekend? Hey, anything fun you got going on this weekend? What did you do last weekend? You got to be cordial enough to go along, to get along. Jax don't give a damn. Do you understand what I'm saying? He be walking out the meeting before the meeting done. I think she's trying to like get into some shenanigans. I don't know if being a partner in a law firm is like having tenure at, like as a professor. She's a partner, and if that's how she want to vibe, then that's how she vibe. And what is you gonna do? Okay, Jackson's like, yay, I don't really want to tell y'all. And then here go Kathy. Well, what makes you think you can do whatever the fuck you want to do? Girl, where? Who you talk to? Cause it can't be me. Well, the senior boss man made Kathy apologize and then go to HR. And then Kathy was like, I'm sorry. I was just saying what we were all thinking. Do y'all all think that? Do y'all think I could just do whatever I want to do as the only black woman on this big old group of 12 lawyers in this all white firm? So she proceeds to read everybody for filth and walk out in her red dress looking good. Shout out to the black women in corporate. Shout out to black women who work in all white spaces who have to maneuver that, baby, because I've been that and I was that for 6 years. And you already met me before. And if you haven't, this is me. Shout out to y'all, shout out to us, because baby, they'll pay you some coins, but you gonna earn every dime of them coins. So now back over there dealing with Azie. Jax has gotten one of her homegirls who is a psychologist. I'm not sure. She's a doctor of something, and she is qualified to do a intake session with Azie. Get him a little therapy. Okay, a quick little therapy session. Azie is a manipulator. He has learned how to get what he wants by charming, redirecting any attention from him back to the other person, because he knows that people like to talk about themselves. He has learned how to play the game. He is a child star. He is representing all these stories that we have heard about child stars and all of the trauma that they have gone through. So Azie, let me just say, bro, I don't know if Kyle Barry is the guy who's playing Azie. I have not seen him before, so I'm not sure if that's that man's actual eyes or not. So please forgive what I'm about to say. But the man got crazy eyes, bro. Because it's like they dead, but they also is like doing backflips and stuff. I don't know. They just like, they big, but they small at the same time. It's like I cannot. You gotta, if you watch the show, then you know what I'm talking about. I pay attention to people's eyes and I pay attention to people's necks, okay? His neck ain't really telling me nothing, but his eyes, bro, his eyes is freaking me out. I don't know if that's a character thing that he got going on or if the guy who's playing Azie got that going on with his actual eyes. If the guy, Kyle, that's his actual eyes, my bad, bro. I didn't mean no harm, okay? I don't know you. I'm just making a little comment from the outside looking in. If that's a thing that he's doing for this character, my boy, that was a good ass choice, because guess what? You look crazy to me. He adds a smile onto it that is not authentic at all. It's like you look like a person, but I know you're not a person, bro. It's like you got eyes and a nose and lips just like me, but you don't, though. I don't know if that's like a little trying to throw me off the case. I don't know. Anyway, but through the course of Dr. Owens' really well placed and really well thought out questions and follow-ups, she discovers that Azie was sexually abused as a child, which is, of course, a story that we hear from child stars all of the time, no matter their race, gender, popularity, etc. And we also hear that he was given lots of drugs. It was given Judy Garland. Okay, that was the first time I ever heard somebody say, they gave me an upper so I could perform, and then I couldn't go to sleep, so they gave me a downer so I could sleep. Then I needed something to lose weight, so they gave me pills for that, and they gave me pills to get my hair to grow. Then they gave me pills for my hair to fall out. Then they gave me pills to grow 6 feet. Then they gave me pills because I was too tall. Then they gave me pills because my fingernails fell off. And that's what Azie was saying. And then the next thing you know, he a heroin addict. Ozzy's a heroin addict. Is it worth it though? Like, I don't feel like I don't like that. He also talked about Wendy and how Wendy was the one who encouraged him to get clean. But now, because they didn't say that, he done murdered the lady, he done slipped back on down, and that's why he ended up ODing. But he was clean for a period of time prior to all of this. Azie did also say that the abuse that he suffered was from an older person, but that he enjoyed it. That he was like 12, I think, and the person was like in their 30s. Dr. Owens explained to him about power imbalance. Hopefully, Dr. Owens will see him again and he can get some help, because that baby needs help. He needs something, child. I don't know. He need Jesus, maybe? I don't know. So now we get a quick scene with Bill. Bill is at lunch and he having him a quick little salad, child, and the old partner and the young partner from the law firm that he been doing these little side meetings with come in and kind of like sneak attack, ambush him like they was in a mafia movie. What, you gonna make him an offer he can't refuse? Like, why? What y'all doing? Say, hey bro, we need to know what Jax got going on, and we got something in the works. And it would probably be in your best interest if you go ahead and just let us know everything Jax is doing. Bill was like, nah, bro, I ain't no snitch. You want a future here at this firm? Do what I'm telling you to do, and you got your little situation. Yeah, all right, cool, that's fine. I'll go ahead and do that. But it looked like he don't like it. Like, it looked like he was disturbed by the offer that was presented to him and the fact that he was forced to take the offer. So I'm kind of easing up on Bill a little bit. Not too much. Not too much. It's something about his suits and the way he like comb his hair. I don't know. I haven't really had a chance to do a neck inspection on him. But as soon as I get access to his neck, I'm going to do a neck inspection and I'm going to see and I'm going to know. Louis has had to take Naima to work with him because she's suspended from school for 3 days. And they started talking about, you know, what happened. Like, why are you hanging out with these girls or whatever? Like, what happened to your old friends? Now, pause. Naima was hanging out with Hattie, the daughter of the lady that Louis got pregnant. And they still let the daughters hang out together. And I was like, ugh. So Naima was over there at the house of the lady that her daddy got pregnant on her mama. That's a little messy. I don't know if I would have allowed that, but that's not my child. So let's move on, okay? So she said that she don't hang out with Hattie anymore because Hattie said that she overheard her mother, who again is the lady that her daddy got pregnant on her mama. Heard the lady talking about how Louis got her pregnant. Daughter heard that and then told Naima that. And so Naima was like, you a funky liar and the truth ain't in you and I'm not hanging out with you no more. So that's why she had to go make new friends who encouraged her to go shoplift. So Louis is like, oh, what? That's crazy. Why would she say that crazy thing about me and what I would never have done ever? Girl, you want to get some matcha lattes? Now over there by Bill. Bill is being a creep again. He go over there by that same house with that same lady. That's his wife, you know, the wife. And he outside at night and he see that lady pull up in her driveway. Remember when you were little, they had those little cars that you pull them back and then when you let them go, they go shing. That's how he got out that car. I was like, sir, are you about to murder this lady? Why are you moving so quick? Long story short, I don't know why, but the lady she ain't fooling with Bill, okay? Why haven't you answered my calls? Because I don't want to talk to you, Bill. Well, can I at least see the kids? The lady said, please, sir, get out my face with all that. I said, why you can't see the kids? Y'all not telling me nothing. I want to know what's tea. Now, I'm going to tell you something about the lady, Bill's wife. Her name Kendra, I think. She a baddie. It looked like she would just rock Bill world, baby. I said, oh my God, she must have put that whipper pill on that man. And he was like, girl, I got to marry you, baby, because they don't look like they match. You know what I'm saying? But, you know, I don't know the people, so maybe they do. I don't know. Maybe now that he an attorney, he look real L7 square. You know what I'm saying? He don't have no sauce on it. He dry as a bone, child. Just a old rice cake. Jax get home. Her and Louis sit on that couch. And I'm telling you, every time Jax and Louis sit on a couch together, something gonna happen. He like, yeah, what's going on? He said, yeah. So, Hattie told Naima about Jaden. Jax was like, huh? So he tell her the story. And then Jax, prior to her going home, had dinner with her daddy. And she put up a boundary with him and was like, listen, if you planning on doing the 1-2 skip a few kind of situations again, you can go ahead and kiss my ass. She was thinking about it and was like, all of these lies and all of these secrets that we keep as adults from children or like secrets in general really be ruining people's lives. She's like, we got to tell the kids what was going on. And then Louis was like, yeah, we probably do. I'm like, bro, I can't wait for that conversation. Cause girl, so Jax is, closing up her house, cleaning her kitchen at night, and it just hit her head like, okay, so they had told her that the night that the girlfriend went missing, Azie had got high. And that was the first time he had got high in a little minute, right? And okay, well, somebody had to bring him those drugs, which means that somebody can corroborate his alibi, the fact that he was home getting high all night. And so Jax called Daniel and was like, hey, we got to go ahead and find the drug dealer. Then we see Azie, who has been calling this dude named Alex. And we don't know who Alex is, but Alex finally called Azie back. And Azie was like, bro, where you been at? And then the dude, Alex, I don't know who that is, but he don't really like Azie. So Azie tell Alex, hey, bro, you going to have to go ahead and corroborate my alibi. Like, you going to have to tell him that you a drug dealer and that you had bought me some drugs, bro. Okay, go ahead and incriminate yourself so I can stay alive and on the street, my boy. And then Alex was like, why the hell would I do that? That sounds stupid. Why would you even ask me to do that? I don't even like you. Pow, pow, gotcha. Yeah, that. He tells him that, and I'm like, okay, well, was he a child star that just was like, no thanks, I'm gonna go ahead and be a crack dealer? Or, like, I don't know what the connection with that is, but he tells Azie the little catchphrase and then hang up on him. And that's where the episode ends, y'all. So, we got questions we have to get answers to, okay? What's going on with Azie? Who abused that man? Is that gonna come into play? Who is Alex? All right. What's T with the sister? I don't know if I trust that too much. How we gonna deal with this little baby, the outside baby that passed away, and telling the kids? And are we even gonna see the son? Because the son is at the performing arts school and we ain't seeing him. I don't know if they want to bring that to the children right now, because it don't look like they're very active parents. They don't help the kids with homework. They don't, like, we don't ever see the lady dropping the little girl off to get her hair done. We don't ever see her with her children. So I don't But comment down below and let me know what you thought of this episode, baby. This one was kind of chill. You know, ain't too much happening. I like a good bombshell on my reasonable doubt. You know, Jack's got a lot of mess going on in her life. I want her life to just be on fire all the time for my amusement. That sounds terrible, but it's true. Anyway, I'm gonna talk to y'all later. Bye.